speaking with Adam Hinds about the issue of poverty and what it means for crime. Again, there's always been this assumption that areas that have more poverty will lead to areas of greater criminal activity. That's a generality, but there's more sophistication to it. And as you're looking at the research, perhaps there are areas and ways, rather, that you can address those areas of poverty and be able to reduce the crime.
Right. And so research is moving away from just a reliance on poverty being the causal factor, and instead there's an effort to dissect it. And it often means, well, what's happening there? And they're typically transient populations. You might have folks that are moving from one place to the next for rent or taking advantage of various housing subsidies, depending on what's happening. But that's a key factor, that suddenly you now have a lot of these different elements that are leading to neighbors maybe not knowing each other, not knowing their neighbors as well. They have less trust. They're less likely to organize together to take on challenges facing the neighborhood. And so that's really a part of the strategy that the program we're working on here in Pittsfield Community Connection, is adding to it this year. And that means, how do you directly counter those problems by increasing social ties in these neighborhoods with an elevated criminal activity? And so this year we're taking on, for example, more mentoring, more community involvement with kids, but also their parents, because as we're talking about, there's that factor of poverty that really needs to be addressed nevertheless. And so there are lots of ways you can do that.
So the sense of the neighborhood, because of transient population, you have people sort of moving in and out. You don't have time to develop those relationships. Know thy neighbor. I think we've heard that before. That sort of thing can help because, again, the whole concept is, knowing your neighbor, being able to communicate, and then being able to stand up for your neighborhood, that sort of thing, and then a greater sense of pride with these children who are growing up, and again, seeing perhaps criminal activity, being in poverty. These are all. It's an incredibly complex situation, and there's no just one factor, but that there are key factors that can affect it. So who is going to be at your course? It will probably be a different crowd than was at your previous course, but what do you anticipate?
Interestingly, when we were discussing this course, we thought it'd be useful because OLLI has such a rich group of participants, and typically folks that might have been psychologists or doctors or teachers and educators. And so I would imagine that's probably the type of person who could be interested. And quite frankly, it's the type of person who I would like to be involved in understanding their experiences and having them contribute. In a way, I'm looking at this as a bit of a focus group of very knowledgeable individuals on the one hand, and in a way exploring what, for example, intergenerational links in a community might how that might assist the work that we're talking about. There's a larger question. We just took you through the individual, family, and kind of peer risk factors. It's my sense that what we're talking about at the community level is there's something worth uncovering there. And so this course will be also an effort to try to do that, do a deep dive in what it means to have larger community involvement in the lives of those that are most vulnerable.
Speaking with Adam Hinds, he is the instructor for the OLLI course, and all the information is right up there on your screen to sign up. And the course is At Risk Youth, the latest research and a view from the field. We'll continue our conversation after this.